What's good, fam? This is Queen Common Sense back again with a little update. I am sitting in the dark because it is hot, and I just got finished unpacking a little bit more, and just a little update, for those who have been asking and following me a little bit with what I've been doing over here in this this journey we made to, a whole nother destination. My little family and we decided to start anew 7 months ago. For those who haven't been around, who've been busy living, we've been living too, and we picked up and took a little journey across the country, and we decided to start somewhere new. And I think it's really exciting and fun, and I've been having a blast for the most part. There was a couple little bumps in the road, and dealing with individuals who, just were not quite appreciative of time, and sincerity, and being respectful of other people and their journey and their choices and their energy. And those were some eye-opening experiences that I went through, and it further confirmed for me what I have been learning more and more about people and humanity and this society that we live in this realm. It's really sad, and disappointing to see that people are so consumed with their own pain, and they're so consumed with what they have lost. They fail to see what is right before them, and they ask for it. When they ask for something and it's given to them, a lot of people don't appreciate time, patience, sincerity, honesty. A lot of people don't appreciate it. They would rather try to test it, try to experiment with it, manipulate it. I've received a lot of that lately. A lot of manipulation, a lot of just, unwarranted, useless energy has been expelled in my presence that, it's really disappointing. It's really a waste of time, and it's really not beneficial to either any parties involved, whether it be one person, two people, or a group of people, to waste that kind of energy and use, tactics of, testing the water, I guess. That, for lack of better terms, that's what the old folks used to say, testing the water, to see if other people can swim and you can't swim yourself. Stuff like that is what I've been noticing in this journey of transition. Transition attracts a lot of different types of energies. Transition, moving, however you want to put it, is still transitioning. You moving, God damn it. To different areas, starting newness is another attractive energy where all kind of people come your way that you would never have expected to come your way, and you see a side of humanness that is unnerving, especially when you're the one making the changes, you're the one trying to grow and push yourself and better yourself and further yourself along towards your goals. That attracts a lot of argumentation and hateration. And as you can see, like I said, I'm in here doing the thing, unpacking laundry, got my makeshift goddamn clothes lined up there. And, we just doing the damn thing. And that's the main reason why I came back, was to say thank you to everyone, all my family, Tasha, the Wolfpack, on down the line. those have been consistently in contact with me, you know, giving me a push, motivating me, you know, whatever. We've been doing it for each other, really, because everybody has gone through a transition recently that it really helped me prepare for mine. And be honest with you, I had no idea this is where I would be. I had no idea this is where I would be sent. I had no idea this is where my assignment would be for this particular chapter in this journey. But I am glad I was sent here, and I'm glad that I made a good choice, and I listened to, you know, I listened to my own intuition. I trusted myself. And the more I do that, the more I find out that it ain't so bad after all to truly trust your intuition. Because I've been told I trusted my intuition too much. I've been told that I need to let things work themselves out. I've been told that. I've been put on hold for no reason. When someone asks for my attention, I give it to them. And then it's like, well, you know what? I did want it, but now I don't. So I'm going to, you know, waste your time until I'm ready to decide that I'm ready to do other things. Been done that to me, you know, recently. Just a lot of interesting behavior and energy I have witnessed. And it's teaching me a lot, showing me a lot. And I'm very grateful for it. I really am. You know, it just helps reconfirm some things that well, you know what? You kind of doubt it. You say, well, I don't know. I might need to pay attention a little closer to that to see if I'm off. I might be off track on that a little bit. And then you get the confirmation you need, and it broadside you. And you go, well, God damn it. I should have trusted myself, because I kind of had a feeling I knew that was going to happen. But that's a whole nother story. I just came back to say thank you to everybody. You know, it's been one hell of a journey. I've been having so much fun, you know, with this, because it's never too late to take a new step in a new direction. It's never too late to wake up and appreciate what you do have, as opposed to what you don't. And what has happened already in the past cannot be changed. You know, we've all been through a lot of painful things that, you know, we let others do to us. And that's very important to understand, that whenever we find ourselves in an unfortunate situation, it's something that we allowed to happen. It's something that we let happen to ourselves. The choices we make determine the outcome of the situation. So it's really, you know, not something that I like to do, is blame other people for what the fuck happened to me. Because if I chose to participate in said activity, you know, and people choose to capitalize on my choice, poor choice or whatever, then that ain't their fault, it's mine, because I chose it. And, you know, I've seen a lot of that too, where people make snap decisions or poor decisions that they want to blame every fucking body else around them, because they can't get to the source of their pain, or they can't find the person who is the source of their pain, the person who they allowed to hurt them. They can't really express to them the way they want to, so they take it out on those that are closest to them at the moment. And that has happened to me too, recently. So I'm learning a lot from that. Learning a lot about how to be appreciative of the time that people give, of the patience, the dedication, the sincerity and honesty that people give is very priceless and precious for me. That's just me. Those who truly show concern and compassion, that is very priceless to me too. And I'm very thankful and grateful for all of you. I can't name everybody because it's really early in the morning and I have been up through the night doing this. So I shut off all the lights and I'm taking a break. I took a nap earlier, but I'm going back now because it's like damn near 6 o'clock in the morning here. And I got to do some other stuff when the sun comes up. So, but I just came to say thank you. I came to show my appreciation and gratitude and results of what I've been doing the past 7 months, you know, relocating, reestablishing a home and a family. And, you know, the Cubs are good. They're adjusting and have been adjusting awesome. And very proud of them. They have been teaching me things as well. And I was given a specific message to tell everybody from them, thank you. And in their words, they say, we really appreciate the love that we've been shown while we traveled and after we arrived. It's been nonstop, ongoing, and very beautiful. And a lot of you have moved me to tears in private conversations. And it's really amazing. It's really a fabulous feeling to have people care about you. You know, just showing care and concern about you. That does a lot for, you know, the motivation to keep going, to keep pushing. We all going through it. You know, we all have our little trials. We all have our things that we have to deal with and figure out. And some more difficult than others, some more painful than others. But pain is pain. And I realized, too, what I've learned is that pain causes many people to be very selfish, self-centered, and self-entitled. And that comes in many different ways. It can come in how they treat you in a very selfish manner, having double standards, stating their desires and then changing their mind, you know, without warning or explanation to those that are also involved in the situation. And in that, I take this lesson, that pain causes selfishness. And that's something that I feel needs work among humanity, among society. Because nobody's pain is exclusive, you know, or exempt, or designed specifically just for them. And we all have gone through some really crazy shit. Now, some of us go off to ourselves. I'm one of those. I go into myself and I spend a lot of time with myself when I am going through something that's painful or challenging or what have you. You know, I try to find solutions to the problems or the issues that I'm dealing with, and I try to take it to the source. You know, it's not always that goddamn easy, but when I do that, and I make a practice of doing that recently in the past 5-10 years, it's helped me move past a lot of things that I normally would hold on to and drag with me. And I see a lot of that. I see a lot of baggage being dragged, if that's even a fucking word, dragged into the present. And me personally, I just made it up in my mind that I'm not going to carry nobody else's baggage anymore. And whatever I allowed someone to do to me that was hurtful, just as quickly as I decided to allow it, I can disallow it. Just as quickly as I allow someone into my existence to be destructive, is I can invite them out just as quickly, you know? And it takes practice. It's not always easy to uninvite somebody up out your shit that you thought you could trust, or that you thought, you know, you had each other's best interests. You find out over time, or you find out very rapidly that they don't. Because a lot of people, you know, they seek out another person because they need an emotional vacation from what the fuck they going through, whether it's real or imagined. You know, a lot of people have issues that they have unresolved emotional business with someone else, and then they carry that baggage with them into another situation with someone new. Now, it doesn't always ring true in just romantic connections. This is friendships, all kind of different combinations of connections this happens with. And experiencing that the past 6 months, I have experienced 7 months. It's been 7 months. I've experienced that, where people drag their baggage with them, and then they expect me to not just be understanding of it, but carry their fucking and unpack their goddamn bags for them. And I just am not going to do that, personally or professionally. And you know, I get paid to goddamn shrink motherfuckers. So if I'm not going to do it for free in my personal life, you know, and I get paid to do it in my professional life, that should tell you something. But a lot of people don't pay attention. They don't listen. You know, they don't listen, you know, because you could tell somebody, you know what, I'm really not ready to make that step right now. Let me take care of these few things, and then we can explore taking that step. You know, it could be a business venture. It could be anything. For the most part, niggas, you know, us ignorant folk among us, the ignorant folk among us, don't listen. You know, and you can be told, now's not a good time, and then people persist. So you give them what they want, and they don't know how to treat it, and you wind up potentially ruining what could have been a pretty goddamn awesome connection, friendship, whatever, because of persistence and not listening to the other person, what they need from you, or what, you know, their expectations of you are. I've had a couple people come to me and do that, you know, and it's really sad, because it was a lot of unnecessary drama that didn't have to be if one had just listened to me, and they didn't trust themselves either. So it's a couple people who did that, and I just look at that, and I try to take a lesson from it, and be thankful for what I do have, and be grateful for learning on the fly how to process, accept, and let go of unuseful, useless energy. Let go of it, you know, really come to terms with it. And like, you know, I see all the time, and my grandmother used to say, sometimes you have to just learn to accept that apology that you'll never get and move the fuck on. You know, if I had $1 for every person that I allowed to take advantage of me or waste my time in some way, shape, or form, I wouldn't have to fucking do all I do. Okay? Let's put it like that. But, you know, saying all that to say, I've learned a lot, and I've learned to be very appreciative of every moment, you know, of everything because time waits for no one. And to look at life from a standpoint of loss or being without or complaining about what we don't have or trying to take something from somebody else that we want or need and don't want to do and work for to get it ourselves. Things like that I see rampant all over the place. Online, offline, everywhere. And sad to say, you know, the mainstream of society would rather believe the worst about a person than the best. They would rather test and torment and torture and tickle and titillate themselves and each other with how can we rip this person apart? How can we tear this person down? Or how can we expose and roast this person? To me, that is a huge waste of time and energy that can be placed in areas that can propel someone's life forward to an unbelievable position where they won't be so fucking internally miserable. And that's all that is, you know, is pain internalized that the keeper of the pain does not know how to process, accept, and release. There's a lot of unresolved emotional business in that person who does that. There's a lot of feeling of lack of control, lack of security, the peace of mind when people do that. When you feel it necessary to do that, when you feel you will miss out on something if you don't, you know what I'm saying? That type of purposeful shit. And then there's subconscious things that people do too. They don't realize it because their mind is focused on the picture that they want to see as the outcome. And they don't stop to think and consider the other people that they are involving in the situation. And they make snap and rash decisions which are regrettable later, where they could have saved themselves and others involved a lot of hassle, a lot of drama, and a lot of disappointment. Those are the two main things that I've been dealing with while I have been transitioning. You know, it's people who don't trust themselves, and then people who don't trust me to know who I am enough to tell them and be honest with them and say, ouch, you know, we need to think about that, and we need to reevaluate that a little bit more closely. A lot of people don't want to do that because they want right now satisfaction, gratification. They want immediate, instant results, and they want it to turn out the way they want it. And if it doesn't, at the first sight of turbulence, they run and hide and blame and lash out and abuse and disrespect other people's time, space, and feelings for the situation. And, you know, that is something that I am doing my very best to avoid here going forward. Because I did that. I went down that road. I read that chapter of that book. And I learned a lot from it. And I'm just not going to go back and turn those pages again. If that makes sense. So, yeah. This morning, no tunes this morning. We quiet. And just unpacking. And finding gratitude. Finding solace in being grateful. And truly internalizing what we do have. What it is now. What the reality of the situation is today, in this moment. Not getting angry at things that we can't change. And doing our work to change the things that we can. You know. And before we can try to change another person, we have to work on ourselves, growth and evolution for ourselves. Because ain't nothing going to change until we change ourselves. And then we'll see things that around us that begin to change and evolve and grow. And a lot of stress and tension will be gone once you release and relieve yourself of them fucking bags that are not yours to own. Because I refuse to own somebody else's pain. I refuse to be made responsible for what someone else failed to see or failed to examine. You know? I just refuse to do that. And you see it here a lot online with a lot of people who are hurting and a lot of pain, feeling lost, confused, conflicted, don't quite know which way to go. I call them fence riding motherfuckers. But there's a lot of pain that people come online to express. And some of it is ticklish and it's funny. And others of it is concerning. And some of it is disappointing. And some of it is typical. And some of it is predictable, you know. And sadly, there's more predictable behavior that I see in people than I do anything else. And I see a lot of pain, which also is disturbing and saddening to a degree, where people refuse to take ownership of their own energy. They would rather point the blame at someone else for their own situation. You know, it's like the boy who cried wolf, sort of. And then it's that, you know, yes, I did this, but they did that. You know, for every action, there's a reaction. For all the time wasted on trying to prove someone wrong, you should be internalizing those things and proving yourself right. That's just how I see it. You know, I think life should be made simple. It's not always simple. And the reason why is because we make it more difficult than what we have to. Just like relationships. I hear a lot of people talking about disloyal friends. These people did this to me. These people did that to me. But, you know, you knew what you were getting into when you connected with those people. You know, I tell myself that all the time when I feel let down in some kind of way. I'm like, well, you know what? If I didn't have that expectation, I wouldn't be disappointed. Right? I chose to have an expectation, and that expectation was not met. So I can't be mad at the person for not meeting that expectation. I have to look at that and say, I chose to put an expectation on that person and they didn't meet up to it. So it is what it is. Whether, you know, it's something small or something big, something significant or insignificant. It's not their fault. They just didn't live up to the expectation. So, you know, those are the things that I've been seeing, learning more about. And like I said, I just took a little break to say thank you to everybody who has contributed their love and concern and sincerity, and just, it's so amazing to me, you know, because I'm big on, you know, being real, and I'm big on pushing the people that I love toward living out their dreams. And I finally started my little journey of living out my own dreams. And I got off the sidelines from being a cheerleader. So now I'm a first string player in that journey too. And it's amazing. And I have had an enormous, beautiful time doing it. And I'm so very proud to say that I know some of you out there. It's been a really interesting, amazing, special, magical time. And again, the Cubs are very grateful, as well as I am. I can't say enough how overwhelming it is to receive the calls that I got, the texts that I got. I mean, and I've saved some of them. That's just how beautiful they were. And put them up on, saved them on my little online storage, because I go back to those texts and special moments, pictures and messages and stuff people left me. It really helps. It really helps motivate and keep you positive, keep you focused to hear such lovely words of encouragement. So with that said, I am going to try to take another little nap and get on up and finish unpacking all this stuff that came out of Extra Space Storage Facility. Awesome facility, good people. They were very patient with me because we have a lot of shit. And I'm very busy. So they really took good care of me and took care of our little belongings. And so now we are officially moved in. We just have to finish unpacking. So there's another flash of the junk back there, and we're working on it. And it's feeling more and more like home. And just be good to yourself. Be good to each other. It's very important. When you find somebody that is good to you, and you have people around you who really care and show you that they love you, it's very important to stop and take that and truly embrace it. Cherish it. Because we always have our own idea of what love is, what we want it to feel like, what we want it to look like, who we want it to be with. And I look around me and I have this amazing group of women around me who, they kick ass and take names, and they are getting shit done out here, and I really learn from them and admire them and look up to them in that aspect. And, just friends, family, all over the place, not just in the same place I am, but it's people in California that I have been talking to for years who, no matter what I'm going through, I can just pick up the phone and they're right here with me. Vice versa. If they need me, they know I'm one phone call away. And it's just like we're sitting in the same room. And that, to me, is priceless. That's what makes life worth it. That's what makes this realm bearable. It's people like that who make the world go around. Those rare, it's not the big things people do, it's the little things for me. And that goes a long way with trust and compassion, But sadly, we live in a society where people choose to be sick, twisted, and demented. And they take pleasure in that shit. They enjoy it. And they actually, get gratification from trying their best to hurt, manipulate, and confuse somebody else. And then turn around and blame them for the very thing that they're doing to everybody else. So, excuse me, that's called projection. But yeah, saying that to all that to say one more time, thank you, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts, from my family to yours. We really appreciate you, love you, and truly, truly cherish every sentiment of love that you have shown us. From the prayers to the you can do it, to the don't you give up, to but fuck that, you almost there now. all of that I appreciate it so much. And now I have talked myself back sleepy, so I'm gonna leave this pile of junk alone for right now and get me some shut eye and Peace, hotel, blessings, everybody. One love. Like I said, be good to yourself. And when you find or you meet and come across somebody who truly does love and care about you, hold on to them. Hold on to them. Because you'll never, ever get that. You can't replace it. You can't mimic that. You can't duplicate that. That's the word I'm looking for. You can't duplicate that. You know, that's unique, one-of-a-kind love. And if you trusted yourself enough to choose it, trust yourself enough to hold on to it. Trust yourself enough to trust it. And trust yourself enough to allow that to teach you something about yourself that you can pay forward to someone else. So, I done talked long enough. I'm tired. And it's hot as hell in this garage. So, I'm going to go inside where there's air conditioning. And just imparting. You know, this is Queen Common Sense coming to you. Chi-Town Remix. I've uprooted and retransplanted myself here with my little family. And we are having a ball. And I thank you all for being a part of that. And just caring about where I'm at, what I'm doing. That in and of itself is beautiful. So, y'all have a good more night. Because the goddamn sun is coming up. And I'm going to lay it down for a few. And we'll pick this back up another day. See you. I'll come back to you with another video probably in another couple of days. Because I got some other stuff to do. And it's going to take me a minute to complete that project. So I have to come back and do my little socializing afterwards. So once I get that squared away, I'll be back with the damn new terms I done put in the nigger now. We got ignatives and we got argumentation. So them the two that we got to talk about on the flip side. So let me go handle my business, get some shut-eye, and then I shall be back shortly. Give me a couple days and we'll hit it up. Today is what? Wednesday. So yeah, we got a couple of things to do. Probably Friday we'll do Fucked Up Fridays and we'll talk about some shit there. Peace out. One love. One family. One unity. One motherfucking nation. And we gonna heal this bitch. One way or another. I'm back, goddammit, now that these motherfuckers done pulled me out my damn hole. So now I'm out. And I'm gonna stay out here until I goddamn get some more work done on these motherfuckers who need healing. So, much love, everybody. Especially to my wolf pack. Especially to y'all. Because, well, we've been getting down there since 2008 now. So, yeah, we're gonna ride this till the wheels fall off. Hotep, y'all. I'm out.